Hello everyone from Patio Frutal. This is Sergio coming at you. Today is April the 19th and I'm going to show you a bloom. Well, actually all my fruit trees that are in bloom. Not all my fruit trees are in bloom, but the most majority are. And this one here is a transplant that I did last year. This is a Saturn peach. They got moved because it was a fast growing tree. And I just want to show that is alive, and he'll be growing a lot of little new shoots everywhere, as you see right there. There's going to be tons of new shoots coming up, and he'll be blossoming hopefully for next year. So right next here I have an almond tree that is the first time that produces flowers, and that's one variety of almonds. And then I have another one here that is also close by. They both are different varieties, so they should cross-pollinate. And if not, they're gonna have to use a peach tree because almonds are very close relative of the peach in shape and all that. So this one here is a chestnut tree, and it hasn't flowered yet, but the flower buds are all up there, ready to get going. And these are more almonds. More almonds. I got five. This is a row of almonds, and I got 5 almond trees in here, and they are of 2 different varieties for cross-pollination. But the almonds are usually late. As you see, this one here, this dead-looking tree is a jujube or Chinese date, and has 0 leaves or any signs of it because they are late bloomers. So this one here is just another row of almonds, of hazelnut, and they are not blooming yet. They're starting to have some leaf, and I see right up there, see if it focus. I see they're already having some little blooms, but we'll see. It will be the first time that they bloom. This is another heart-shaped hazelnut from Japan. That one don't have nothing either. So this one here is a giant peach, and just started to open. And this is a good-sized peach. I mean, like the one you see in the store, the big one. And this one right next to it is carrying a beautiful bloom. Today's it has been raining for the last 2 days, but I figured that today would be my best chance to make a video of it. This is a Finger Lakes Super Hardy Peach. It's supposed to be a dwarf. Like I said, if you don't trim your trees, they can grow pretty tall. And this one's gonna get a trimming at the end of this season. I also have here plums. And well, this plum was the earliest of all. So, you want to be in the video? It's my dog Zenja. So this plum bloomed way too early, way before any other plum tree. And hopefully, with this one right next to it, having some nice bloom going, they'll get some good cross-pollination, although this one is over a week ahead of the other plants, so I hope get some plums out of this one. So I'm gonna keep going because Senja wants to be in the video. So it's just 915K, I think it is, flower bush. That's not any fruit. So, alright, so we're gonna keep going. There's another plum there, and that one is, I guess, late too. But we'll have enough bloom for when this one is in full bloom. She'll be blooming too, because it won't take too long if it gets warm. And down That one there is a pear tree. It's a kaffir pear. And right next to the kaffir pear, I'm gonna zoom it in. There's a little young pear tree, and it's an Asian pear. And that one has some flower buds in it, but they're not open yet. So farther back of the woods, there is a peach tree that it is nice looking. It's an older tree. That one is like 15-year-old. I think it's right in the end of its life cycle. So coming around, we got a different peach up here, different varieties of peach, and that one's doing pretty well. And the similarity from that peach and this nectarine, the flowers shapes are very, and the colors are very similar, but they are not related. So we have apple trees, and they got nothing. Apples are the latest to produce. And okay, so coming along, this is another nectarine tree, and he's also in a beautiful bloom. Beautiful. So okay, so I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna walk this way back. I'm just gonna show you what's blooming right now. As you can see here, my hardy kiwis got nothing. And look at this beautiful surviving fig plant. She's gonna be beautiful. There's another variety of kiwi called Jenny. She's a fussy leaf kiwi vines. But there we have another kaffir pear that is also blooming. So I'm gonna keep going. This is gonna be so over here we have two pluot trees. This one is called Candy Heart Pluery, which is a hybrid tree, and it has different genuses of cherry, plums, and nectarines and stuff like that. And this other one next to it, oh, I want you to see how far they are. They're only like 1.5 meters apart, these two here, because I wanted to have cross-pollination. This one here in the back is called Dapper Supreme Pluot, and it's a midsummer ripening juicy fruit, red flesh, natural flavors. The difference between the pluots and the plums is when you bite into them, they pop like you broke something. Pop. They taste delicious. I mean, tangy, sweet fruit. Right? So that's just a flower plant. And this one here are my Asian pears. They're a little late in opening. As you see, there's some blooms that started to open. But last year they had a nice crop, a good amount of it. But this year, they look the same. I mean, they were late last year, so I guess that's the late starter. So we're gonna keep going back here. Oh, I'm gonna go back here because these are my young pawpaws. As you can see, they have the flower buds in there, ready to go. This last year has had 2 or 3 flowers. It was the first year that it produced flowers. So hopefully this year, usually second year, they hold fruit pretty nicely. So that's gonna be the new producer. This is a cherry tree, which doesn't have any open bloom, but this other cherry here do have some bloom. So it'll be doing okay. Over here, the pawpaw tree that is loaded, but they're not open. And this one here is a native plum. And this one has never produced. It's only been on the ground for 3 years. So hopefully This is gonna be the runaway year. Hopefully it will do great. And this one here is an apricot. Great, all the dogs are out. This is an apricot. Also first year producing. Been on the ground the same time as the native plum. 3 years on the ground. First time producing. And well, this one here, it is, let's see what it's called. This one is a Reliance Peach. This one has only been on the ground for 1 year. So it's like a 2-year-old tree, but it's only been on the ground for 2 years. I mean, this is gonna be his second summer, been on the ground for 1 year. So last year, when I bought this plant, and I bought it half the size, it was only up to here, and it had flowers on it. So I cut the top off to get some new growth going, but it shoot right up. So that's a peach. And then we're gonna go by the persimmons. Have nothing on it because they are late plants, late bloomers. And keep going. See what's on this side. Okay, so we're gonna come back this way. And we're gonna see that this Japanese yellow plum is called Shiro. It's loaded. Look like it has snow on it. It's so covered in bloom. It's beautiful looking. I gave him a good hack last year. As you can see, look how thick that wood is. All got trimmed, even down to the bottom. Trim it, trim it, trim it, because it's a fast growing tree. So she needed to come down so I can better take care of her. And right, so we're gonna keep going. We're coming down to an end pretty close. So over here we have a Pakistani mulberry that I had in my root cellar, because Pakistani mulberries are not cold hardy for New England weather. So every time for the last 2 winters she died down to the ground. So this year, last year, I put them in a pot and I put them on the ground with the figs. That's how she survived. This one here is a tiny Japanese persimmon, and she was also covered, and all those leaves that you see on the ground were the insulation that kept them alive over the winter. This one here is a plum, which is called Heart of Elephant, or Elephant Heart, and it's supposed to be very dark red flesh, very sweet, and it's supposed to be a dwarf rootstock, and I believe it is. It's doing pretty well. This is the second time that last year I had a bloom, but the cold burned them up. So we'll see this year how it goes. And finally, final fruiting tree right now. This is a Saturn peach. As you remember, when we started the video, I showed you another Saturn peach, different variety, that I put in the front of the house. It used to be next to this tree, but it was not a dwarf tree, the other one, so it used to grow too much. So this one was truly a dwarf tree, and this is just, that one is just called a Saturn peach. Look how beautiful that is. That is just blooming really nice. So there you go, guys, from Patio Frutal. I hope you like, share, subscribe, and leave me a comment, and you have a great evening.